So, anyways,
I think it was vague. I think she's counting the days. It was
that
just
she's pregnant, right? Could that be it? Maybe. But then the funny thing is that like when Julia goes there, 37 weeks. I'm like, how'd you count that for like multiples of 5?
Well, she's autistic. She's Rain Man because she goes down there poorly lit, can look up at it. I'm looking at it. The thing I'm focused on is like some of these have 4 days instead of 5.
And there's an empty square too.
Exactly as much time as it takes to have a baby. Let's see what's happening here.
Potential maternal instincts coming in.
Yeah.
It's like, anything relevant to pregnancy, even the slightest hint, a woman will solve that right away.
This is why Samara needed her. Is like, I need someone who's good at math on the fly.
Or a woman, because it reflects on the story that Holt was telling her. Why is it the woman is the one who needs to be saved? Which technically that still is the case here, but she's not saved by a man, is what I'm saying.
She saved a man who didn't need saving.
Yeah.
And then was basically unsavable.
Yeah.
Because of what she did.
He was pretty hopeless too. I mean, we see horror films evolve from the damsel in distress, the woman being useless, and just slowing down the protagonist, instead of having an evolution of all characters should be realistically strong, and if they get incapacitated to to a certain degree that's believable. Yeah. Well, with Holt, it's just like he just decided to reverse the tropes here.
Yeah.
It was a gender reversal on tropes, and that was terrible.
Yeah, I can't even think of a horror movie that has a male protagonist, other than The Evil Dead. Sure, it just feels like they're all
right behind you, Matthew. You have your DVD collection.
Yeah, I understand, but it's just they're as soon as they start going with the female hero, it's all you see.
That's fine, but it's
fine. But I feel like everything's doing it. Mix it up a little.
Oh yeah, I know what you mean. I know what you're saying. You're saying that right now everything's gathering up to be be doing the same thing. It's a trend, whereas it should be something just naturally part of a narrative, not to actually try. For films, it seems like they're trying in that way.
Yeah,
I see what you're saying. Yeah, it's they're trying to the female roles. You hang in there. Yeah, we know, we know. Just don't. Just why is it so how do I say it? It's why does it look like it's trying too hard?
Yeah, but that's the problem. When I think about it, when I'm watching a horror movie, I usually hate all the guys.
Yeah,
and I like seeing a girl fight for herself.
Every
bad,
Friday the 13th film involved a strong female character, and I don't even like the franchise that much. But hey, hand it to them. They were doing this early since the 70s. So,
yeah.
80s. Yeah. Sorry, yeah. Still to say, they were doing that for a while, and then now it's just it's. I don't know. I understand how when they wrote this, it's this we're gonna make us look really stupid because it's reflecting that stupid short story that he's told about.
Can you imagine a movie like Hush?
Right.
Same everything except the deaf woman was a deaf man,
and it's a woman terrorize is a
no, not even make it a guy, make it everything the same, just a deaf man, and he's just as helpless in certain
if anything,
situations.
I kind of find that
would that be interesting?
Would you agree to say so we talk about Hush for a moment? Would you agree the fact that never mind. Let's debunk that part. No, forget about it. I'm not going to mention it.
It's okay. I don't even know what you're talking about.
It's fine. Just because with Hush, it's just the fact that he went easy on her was because she was a woman, but that's what makes it more, it makes it, it would cater to that, to the more favorable reason why, women should be, why women, they would make strong female characters, but it was allowed for her to be strong because she was a woman.
That's true, because males tend to underestimate females, so they'll toy around with them more, but that's usually their downfall.
Right. But her best friend died, so he didn't go easy on her.
No.
So we spoke about Hush for a moment. It was not relevant to Rings, but Hush is a way better film, obviously.
Yeah.
It was a good film, actually. So we'd recommend it for those who are listening.
Another Vincent D'Onofrio line, David.
But they're delivered perfectly, Matthew. It's bad dialogue delivered by Vincent D'Onofrio.
Vincent D'Onofrio's line to Julia when he catches her trying to help Samara. You think you're the first person to try and save Samara?
Yeah, you're 12 people apparently, right?
No, you ruined it.
I had to.
Listen,
you're butchering Vincent D'Onofrio.
No. You think you're the first person to try and save Samara? You're the 12th. What? This is a very standard line.
I'm sorry.
You think you're the first person, but then to add in, you're the 12th. I've been doing this. I've done this 11 times over.
You could have said the 6th. Here's the worst part, okay?
I don't care what number she is. It's ridiculous that she's the 12th, but it's ridiculous writing that he added in. Like, yeah, just say you're not.
But
the
it had to
person
answer
do it.
certain questions because here's the thing. So let's rewind a little further, okay?
All right.
We find out first of all, who the priest really is, and this guy, this character from the start, he couldn't tell them that he was the priest, but everybody else in town knows that he is.
We saw it in the picture.
Yeah,
he was clearly the priest in the picture in that.
Well, he's really in the background. He's kind of vague, but whatever. I didn't really look at it. He's not
hiding himself.
No, he's not. But the entire town knows who he is.
Yeah,
he knew to hide it from strangers that he wasn't the priest that he actually captured. But then the fact that he says you're the 12th one is because he's had to do this before. And I was wondering why when she was trying to escape, why were all the windows nailed shut? Do you just live in a house with windows nailed shut?
Yeah. This is the writers. Yeah, this is the writers. The conversation between the writers. One of them is like, "Hey, don't breathe." That went over pretty well. Let's also have a blind man who's trying to kill people, locked up in a house, who also kept a woman prisoner and also impregnated her.
Yeah.
And then someone else, is like, "Well, it's really."
But I could hear everything you say.
Yeah, and it's like, "Well, we'll make him a priest on top of that. Then that's a whole different movie." But essentially, the priest was a good guy, right?
Technically, yeah.
Except for raping this girl.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. That's pretty bad, actually. Yeah, sorry.
I mean, he kept someone prisoner and raped her, but God was telling him to do that. No.
It doesn't insinuate that.
He had visions.
Okay, no. The part that the fact that he kept her captured is the bad thing. We can't assume that he raped her because maybe they had a consensual relationship and he impregnated her and then he had to hide her.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that her living quarters did not look like the kind of living quarters somebody.
Those living quarters were probably created after
he
found out she was pregnant. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I'm going to assume Samara was a child born out of rape.
It doesn't really matter in the end because this movie's crap. So in the end, it doesn't matter. I think the bad thing is that he impregnated her, and we don't assume. I can't assume that he raped, but he kept her in shackles. So that's really bad.
Yeah, I doubt the priest and her mother had a tender relationship. So he did this because he thought the child was going to be special. No.
No.
He said he thought the child was going to be special. That's what he was told, or that's what he envisioned.
So maybe he is a seed even.
Yeah, but then when he realized that maybe God was just pranking him, maybe this was all just, he was wrong, Then he does his best to make sure that Samara will never be unleashed. And so he's had to kill 11 other people. He's had to do a lot of dirty deeds to keep this under wraps. So he's kind of the good guy.
No.
Julia is the one who's going to ruin everything.
No, but she's kind of being pranked too. Like you're trying to, free Samara from her curse, but really she just freed her from into the world, and so she's more tangible now. So there won't be any more videos. Well, there is videos, but it won't matter. She's reincarnated. And I was wondering even just why would if Samara is an innocent girl trying to basically be free, why would she kill Johnny Galaxy to prevent to see what it really meant on her hand, like that rebirth braille mark?
Why would she leave it on her hand if she didn't want people
to know? Why didn't Holt answer his fucking phone? That's all he had to do was answer his phone. That's it.
He wanted to...
I don't understand.
I don't know what he wanted.
And these are the things, like what I was saying from when we started talking about this. I was saying this is the thing that bothers this and the other thing and another thing. If Holt answered his phone, this film would have gone a whole other way. And it's not like he's bad at answering his phone. It's like he got a new phone for some odd reason. I assume that's what happened, but no, he ends up looking at the voicemails after the whole ordeal, which was dumb.
Yeah.
Second thing, the fact that when before all this, before like she's trying to escape, she sits down at the table with the priest, which is Vincent D'Onofrio. As I keep saying, I just want to say D'Onofrio. She's there with D'Onofrio. They're sitting down and they're talking, and it's a blind man going to get what he needs to basically take her, and she's sitting down the whole time as he's coming around the table.
Yeah,
and he manages to subdue her, and I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. Why you could have ran as soon as he got up? He was insinuating the fact that he's a priest, and
that's true.
And she could have just ran. So. This is where the film, late into it, really, really lost me. Really lost me. Really, you're going to get captured that easily? You were all Nancy Drew before this moment, and you couldn't figure out the fact he's going to come hit you?
Yeah.
I don't know.
People did not take advantage of those situations in this movie at all.
Oh, man.
As soon as you start to wonder, as soon as you start to realize something's not right about this
He's also a pretty big guy.
Get out of there.
He's also a pretty big guy. You can tell me you can't crawl under the table and just go on the other side and run out?
No, movie would be over.
Oh, I know. That's the thing. So, like, try something else. Like, as you're writing this, you're writing this down. You're writing down what's going to happen. So, we're going to have her sit down the whole time, and then he's going to subdue her. Yeah, that's perfect. Perfect. We don't have to go any other way with this.
No.
Just, that's it. Stop right there. You know what? She's been good up until now. Let's have her try to escape and then still unsuccessfully not leave the house and have him capture her. No. Let's make
just
her an
a
idiot.
whole lot of argument going on in that.
Yeah,
writer's room.
This is a three-headed dragon going on right now.
Yeah. So this is the most exciting part of the film for me because it's the part of the film that I stopped thinking about, and this is the moment, David, when I start researching cicadas.
What?
Started researching cicadas, man. Those bugs that were in the movie.
Oh, that's what those are?
The electric hums.
Really?
Of those cicadas.
Okay.
Because I was pretty sure that they only sing during the day, which, for the most part, David, they do. So I was not 100% wrong on that.
So this really hurts you? That something paranormal attracts something natural to do something unnatural?
Yes. David, cicadas are far more interesting than this movie. Did you know how loud these little buggers get?
I guess loud?
How loud?
Like louder than like they're supposed to be really loud. Like we're not supposed to hear anything else. I guess like especially if they're crawling all over the windows. And
you know the sound they make, right? In the summer, that electric buzz.
That's them.
It's like a
that's
screech.
Cool.
Anyway,
I thought it was grasshoppers dying in the sun.
No. These guys get up to 120 decibels.
Really?
That is somewhere between a chainsaw, and a gunshot. Somewhere in that vicinity.
Whoa. From like a Magnum, from like a Colt.
A gunshot. Let's say a shotgun.
A shotgun. 'Cause it spreads.
And that's like close to your ear. So picture a chainsaw beside your ear.
Mm-hmm.
This is louder than that.
Okay.
Safe listening basically is under 90 decibels.
Okay.
So like under 90, you're good. 120, terrible. Loud enough to cause permanent hearing loss in a human.
And there was a bunch of these right outside the window.
Yeah. If this little guy goes up to you in the middle of the summer during the day and buzzes right beside your ear, chances are you're going to have permanent hearing loss in that ear.
Really? Where are these things found?
Everywhere.
Really? Even in Canada up here?
Of course. You just said you heard them.
I thought they were grasshoppers dying. You didn't confirm that. I know. You did imply that, but like
I thought you were joking. You thought they were grasshoppers dying?
Some of them.
You thought they're just grasshoppers screaming in the hot
yeah.
sun?
No. It was told to me once. I didn't believe it, obviously, but it's just
man.
It's just like but there is the whole like at some point.
Yeah, that's
like,
it.
I feel like that's the one.
That's them. That's
I
them.
Thought sometimes it was grasshoppers dying.
No, grasshoppers die silently.
The lobster theory, when you put a lobster into the...
They scream a little, but that's more like
the
air escaping their bones.
Yeah, we'll never really know.
The marrow leaving them.
We'll never really know.
Have you not seen the carcasses, the husks of these little guys? Sometimes they're on trees and...
Lobsters or
cicadas.
Cicadas?
Yeah.
I'm like Sicario.
Well, they're just big beetles. They look like big beetles, but sometimes you just see an empty shell clutched to a tree because they've...
they shed?
Grown. Yeah, they shed their whole body, grown to a new one.
That's cool.
Some of them live for like 13 years.
Oh.
That's a bug, David.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, man. I didn't even want to keep writing about the movie. I was like, this is cicada business.
Let's stop this podcast and start a new one. Like, things you didn't know about cicadas.
Like how to pronounce them. Cicadias.
Whatever. Cicada.
Big beetle, man.
Big Beetlejuice. I don't know why I said Beetlejuice.
So in the end... D'Onofrio falls down the stairs.
That's at the end.
He gets cured of his blindness when Samara comes back.
The stairs happen way before that. She escapes him.
I understand. It's all over the place, man. Samara comes out.
Nos is all over the place.
Samara comes out. She's like, hey, Dad, here's your sight back.
Yeah.
Now
he took it away himself. Again.
Yeah, he took it away himself. He could have just not looked at it. He's like, no, I blinded myself because I don't have any willpower.
Well, maybe it was the cicadas that went next to his eye.
Stop saying cicadas.
Cicada.
Yeah.
So they went next to his eye. And instead of taking away his earring, they took away his sight.
Yeah, the cicadas, back to the cicadas.
Oh.
You know how they're so loud. Okay, and this is something I was like, how are they so loud? And they can cause human deafness.
Are they flatulent?
But they're fine. How are they fine? And it's like, no, when they're about to make their sound, they are able to shut off their own hearing. They turn it off.
That's what people are doing to our podcast right now.
Listen, everybody, the cicadas, amazing.
You're not helping.
Not great.
You're not helping.
They take Samara's bones. How do they kill Samara? How does it all end, David? Tell me how.
What?
Tell me how we get from Samara crawling out of the TV screen to Samara's bones in the fire.
No, she came out of her phone.
Whatever, it's a screen.
Yeah, it is.
So it wasn't just a little Samara. It wasn't like if you have an 80-inch television screen, she's not going to be a little bigger.
No,
she's just there's not going to be a little hamster-sized Samara if she comes out of a phone.
No, none, unfortunately.
Okay.
Would that be just as effective?
I think so. She's supernatural.
That's true.